Once upon a time, a young man named Homer fell in love with the idea of space travel after witnessing the passage of Sputnik 1. Soon after that, Homer then starts dreaming about launching his own rockets. He doesn't know much about it, so he goes to the library and starts reading books about rocket building. One day, he realized that the person who can help him is the school geek and weirdo young man named Quentin, which his friends totally disagreed, because you will become an outcast once you befriend him. Homer somehow managed to convince his friends and Quentin to start building a rocket. Homer's dad was totally against this idea because everyone who lives in their town usually succeeds at football or mining and not anything else. Miss Riley, their science teacher, noticed that the boys spark an interest in rocket building and encourages them to perfect their model and go to the science fair, because winning the science fair means getting a scholarship and going to a good college. After a lot of tries, which they discovered the Laval nozzle was the solution because it is used to accelerate a hot pressurized gas passing through it to a higher supersonic speed in the axial direction by converting the heat energy of the flow into kinetic energy. And kaboom! They finally built a rocket that hopefully will manage to fly, and the whole town gathers to witness it, except Homer's dad. It was a success, and Homer is interviewed by the local press. Unfortunately, Homer and his friends are also accused of starting a fire and got arrested because the police said they found one of their rockets near the starting place of a fire, so they have to stop testing rockets or they go to prison. The same night, an unfortunate event happened to Homer's dad, and because of this, one of his sons must step up and take his place or they risk losing their house, which is owned by the company. Homer takes the job, and he becomes a miner because his brother has a football scholarship, so he can't replace his father. Homer finds out that Miss Riley is sick, and he goes to visit her. She tells him that he cannot give up his dream and become a miner. She encourages him to go back to school and pursue his dream. Homer starts thinking about the fire that ruined their rocket launching dream, and he uses the equation of S is equal to 1/2 AT squared to prove that the rocket couldn't have started fire, where S is the altitude, A is the acceleration from gravity, and T is the time. Even though the equations and calculations confused their school principal, he was able to prove that his rocket flew for about 14 seconds at an acceleration of 32 feet per second squared. That means that the altitude was 3,000 feet, exactly what Homer said it was. Therefore, he concluded that his rocket only had a range of 1.2 miles, so they couldn't have started the fire in the forest 3 miles away. After proving their innocence, they joined the science fair and they won it, so they proceed to the national competition. But only Homer proceeds because the school couldn't pay for the trip for the whole team. His model is stolen during the science fair, and he asks his father to allow one of his workers to build him another one. The model arrives on time, and Homer and his friends win the local and the national science fair. They test the last rocket, and they offer Homer's dad the honor to push a button and launch the rocket. And finally, they get to go to a good college.